Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, what up? So today we are back with another installment of Shop My Stash. I am ready to switch out the products that were previously in my Shop My Stash because they've been in here for almost a month, you guys, and I have gotten such great use on all of the products that is in here. But I'm ready to switch it out because I will be moving at the end of January, early February. So I'll probably only have about 2 weeks starting now to actually use these products that's in my Shop My Stash, because around the 3rd week of January my stuff will be getting packed up and I will probably be working out of like just one makeup bag with the products that I picked to take with me while I'm moving. So yeah, I kind of want to change out everything now so that I can have some fun with my makeup collection while it's not packed up. So I'm gonna run through these items really quickly. Like I said, I got great use on everything. If you've watched any of my recent makeup tutorials or any of my makeup videos, I did a top 22 in 2022 video. So a lot of these products were mentioned in those videos and I've been talking about them to death. So I'm not gonna harp too much on those products, but my Dior Backstage Face and Body is one of my favorite foundations. I loved it while it was in my Shop My Stash. My L'Oreal True Match Nude Tinted Serum. This has become a favorite very quickly because I just didn't expect myself to like a tinted serum, but that one performs like a foundation. My Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. I finally got my thoughts together on this foundation and I do still really like it, and the shade 11A Nutmeg is a perfect match for me. So I did really enjoy that foundation while it was here in my Shop My Stash. I do have some products that are here in a makeup bag that are from my Shop My Stash that I will go over after I'm done going through all of the products in this little acrylic case. These are Project Pan, so we don't have to talk about those. The lip products, I literally used everything. I am so happy. I really got great use out of all of the lippies. Again, if you've seen any of my recent videos, then you would have saw me wearing like my dark chocolate lips, so I definitely used those. I wore some pinky nudes and like my favorite nude combination. I even got a lot of use on this gloss. You can kind of see a line of demarcation down to here where I have used so much of that gloss. I wore so many red lips and I just enjoyed it so much for the holiday season. I even wore my metallic liquid lip. I will have some pictures of looks that I will be inserting in this video as I talk to you guys about the products. So when I talk about the palettes and everything, I'll show you guys looks that I did. And that's my first time doing this because I don't really add like pictures of my looks, but since I got so much good use on all of the products, I figured that I would just show it to you guys. So yeah, all of the lippies are coming out because I used all of them. Okay, and then I had 3 concealers in here, but I only have one that's still in the case. So this is the One Size Turn Up the Base Butter Silk Concealer, one of my favorites. I'm taking out my Dior and then I'm leaving in my NYX Born to Glow Concealer. That's the only one that I'm gonna leave in. I'm taking out all of my powders, including my One Size. Y'all know this has been in here for like 2 rounds, but I'm finally gonna take it out. I'm taking out my Dior. Always enjoy this powder when I use it. It's just so thin, but it's like really luxurious and it really does give you a nice like sheen to the skin because it's not a matte powder. My Laura Mercier Translucent Ultra Blur Powder, I have been putting a hurting on and it made it into my top products of 2022 video. So you have to know that I love that powder. My ColourPop Pretty Fresh. This as a touch-up powder, I think I'm gonna take it out because I think I'm gonna use something else. And then my Makeup Forever HD Matte Velvet Powder, I'm gonna take this one out too because I did get a lot of use on that one. Also, I'm taking out my Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Powder, Balm Powder. I really want to keep this in because I thoroughly enjoy this product and it works super well for me, but I feel like I've used it a ton. And so I kind of want to get some use on some different things. All of my bronzers, cream and powder are coming out because I did a really good job of using these. So I had in the NYX Wonder Stick in the shade Deep. Really enjoyed using that. I pretty much use it every time I cream, contoured, or bronze. And then I used my Nabla Skin Bronzing Powder. So when I first pulled it in, I had a little bit of the pattern worn away, but I've worn away even more of the pattern. So I did use that one a ton and got really good use on it. Blushes, bronzers, and highlight, everything is coming out. I have used my Dior highlighting powder to death. You can start to see like where I put my brushes in some of these powders. I've used that so much. The Juvia's Place Volume 4 blush palette, everyone loves this on my skin tone. Every single time I have worn this in a video, I've gotten so many compliments. So like that's quickly become one of my favorite wintertime blushes. So even though it's not going to be in my Shop My Stash anymore, I'm probably still going to pull for it. And then I really enjoyed using my Milani Baked blushes. I had in two. This one is Rose d'Oro. The other one I had was Berry Amour. I'll show you guys that in a second. But those were also really pretty, like blushy, I'm cold type blushes for the wintertime. So I got compliments on those and I really enjoyed them. The NARS Dominate blush, I did use this one a good amount and I got some good use on this one, and it's very pretty, very shimmery, gives your skin a nice healthy glow. My Chanel Eclat Lunaire highlight, really did use this. You can see where I put my brush here. So I got good use on it. You know, I'm not like savoring it or keeping it just because it's a limited edition product. I'm actually using it. A product that I threw in here at the last minute was my Fenty Beauty How Many Carats Diamond Bomb. Look how glittery and shimmery this is. I threw it in to use as a highlight for the holidays. I may keep that one in for New Year's. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that one in. So I'm gonna put that back. I did use my Wet n Wild Highlighting Gold Bar in Holly Gold Head. So this one now has some use on it. And then this blush from Mented in Clay Too Much, I did get some really good use on this. These are the type of blushes that I thoroughly enjoy. My single shadows, I did get a lot of good use on my single shadows. So I use my MAC pigment. This one is in the shade Whisper Pink. I use that one. Definitely use this shimmer pigment. This one is in Reflex Bronze. Use that. This one is in Reflex Gold. I use that one. And then this one is actually going to stay in because this is Reflex Red. I put this one in for New Year's and I haven't used it yet. But this Dose of Color shadow is coming out. The NYX pigment in, this is Old Hollywood. That's coming out as well. And then both of these e.l.f. liquid shadows are coming out. I definitely did use my Makeup Geek Utopia pigment. So that one is coming out. And I think I'm going to keep in this MAC. What is this? This is the Shade Shifter Duochrome eyeshadow in Calling Your Bluff. I think I'm going to leave this one in because I didn't use it yet. And it is such a gorgeous pink shade. I really do want to use this one. So I think I'm going to leave that in. Okay, now let me pull some of these products that I had in a makeup bag because I used them to do my makeup today. So the Supreme Mauve palette by Artist Couture, I did get some really great use on this. Like I said, I will be inserting pictures so that you guys can see the looks that I did. I love this. I use this shade right here, this shade right here, this one, this one, this one. Like I use so many shades from this palette and I did thoroughly enjoy it while it was in here. I definitely used my custom MAC eyeshadow palette. Loved it. I dipped into more of the shades in here. So that got really good use. My Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette, I didn't use this as much as I wanted to, but I'm still going to take it out because I'm just not feeling it. I'm not reaching for it as much as I want. And even today, I only used one of the shades. So yeah, I'm just going to take that out. Oh yeah, my Disney Fantasia highlight. I used the crap out of this product, and if I can get it open, it's actually going to stay in because I'm going to take this traveling with me. So that's going to be in here. My Rare Beauty Cream Bronzer in the shade Full of Life. I got so much use on this. When you first buy the product, it comes higher up than that and dome. And I was able to like flatten it out and get the dome down. So I did use this quite a bit in conjunction with that NYX bronzer stick. My Milani Sunkissed bronzer, I did get some really good use on this product as well. So that's coming out. Here is that Milani Berry Amour blush. Super pretty and like just shimmery. Love those blushes. But it's coming out. Here's my Dior Forever Skin Correct concealer that I really don't want to put back, but I have been using it so much it needs to come out of here. Two primers, one from Makeup Revolution and then the e.l.f. Cookies and Dream primer. These are both coming out. I did get really good use on this one. This one has been shaken up, but it's down to like right here. So I really used the crap out of that primer and got some good use on it. My e.l.f. Corrective Yellow Powder. This has been a favorite to use. I've used it in all of my tutorials and I've been loving that one, but it's coming out. My Laura Mercier Translucent Under Eye Setting Powder. That one is coming out as well. My L'Oreal True Match in Neutral 8 Cappuccino. This one is coming out. Here's my NYX Born to Glow Concealer that is staying in. So I'm just gonna pop that up there. What else? Oh, and then we have two lippies. So this one is the Buxom Gloss in Autumn. Did get really good use on this one. And then my NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. This is coming out as well. The last couple things are the rest of my palettes that I need to pull out because I want to put in all new palettes. So my Urban Decay Stone Vibes eyeshadow palette, I did get really good use on the shades in this palette, and they are pretty and stunning and sparkling, just like how I like. My Dior palettes, I did use both of these. I didn't use the Rosewood neutrals. Yeah, the Rosewood neutrals as much as I wanted to, but I definitely used the burgundy neutrals, but they're both going to be coming out. I did not use my Juvia's Place Vanessa palette, but I'm going to pull it out because I'm just not feeling the colors. And like I told you guys, those two colors remind me of the colors in the Urban Decay Stone Vibes palette. So I was just reaching for that palette instead of the Juvia's Place one, but that's coming out. My ColourPop Good as Gold palette is also coming out. I used that one. My Pure X Barbie palette, the first edition, I did not use this as much as I thought I was going to. So this one is going to come out and I will probably pull it in more towards the springtime. My Alter Ego Goddess palette, which is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Gold palette, I definitely used this one and it was very pretty. I actually want to pull that one in again later on because there are some shades in there that I really want to use. And then the last palette that I have is my Disney Fantasia Storybook palette. So I did use this palette and created a beautiful look. I even used the blushes as well. So this was very fun, very pretty, very festive for the holidays, but I got my usage on that. So that is everything that was in my previous Shop My Stash. Now let me show you guys the items that I'm going to be bringing in for this new round of Shop My Stash. Okay, you guys, let's actually start with eyeshadow palettes. I feel like I'm not bringing in that many, but maybe that's a good thing because like I said, I'm only going to have about 2 weeks to use all of these palettes, but let's get started. So the first one I'm going to bring in is my ColourPop Lucky Penny eyeshadow palette. I've had this palette for a few months and I have not used it that much. This shade did come a little bit cracked, so I had to repress it, but the colors in here are really pretty, right up my alley. Stunning neutrals and then like these rose gold pinky type of eyeshadows that I really like. The next palette that I'm going to be pulling in is an older one from ColourPop. This is the Zoella X ColourPop Brunch Day eyeshadow palette. So this is what this one looks like, and it has some really pretty neutral type colors that you can use for every day, but then also some pops of color. And I really do like the shimmer shades in this palette, so I thought that would be a fun one to bring in. I'm also going to be bringing in my Huda Beauty Naughty eyeshadow palette. This is another one that I have not gotten a ton of use on, and the colors are beautiful. Again, right up my alley. You have some neutrals, some pinky tones, and then you have some golds. So it's like I should be reaching for this palette a ton. It should be like one of my favorites, but I just have not been using it. So we're gonna pull it in for this round. This palette from Flower Beauty, this is the Desert Lights palette. You guys, you can see the shine and the shimmer on these eyeshadows. They are so intense, glittery, foiled, metallic, all of the above. So it's like, why am I not using that palette? And those are the type of eyeshadows that I like. I'm crazy, but hopefully, because you know it's still like the holiday time, New Year's and everything, I will get into the mode of using that palette. Then I wanted to bring in an oldie but a goodie. She's a little dusty. I might have to wipe her down. But this is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold eyeshadow palette, and this is a beauty. It's a stunner. I really do like the shadows in here. They are immensely pigmented, intense, metallic, foiled, all of that. Like, you don't even need a glitter glue with this eyeshadow palette, and I don't know why I haven't used it in so long, but I wanted to pull it in. I'm also going to be pulling in this ColourPop palette. This is the Disney Mulan palette, and when I first got this, I thought it was stunning. It has some really pretty nice neutral shades and then some pops of color, but more so than that, it's the texture of these eyeshadows. So I don't know if you guys can see that some are glittery, foiled, chunky, shimmery. So I really wanted to pull this palette out because I love that. I love me a good glittery, shimmery type of eyeshadow. And then I'm going to be pulling in the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. This is the original, like literally the first one that ever came out. So this palette is old, okay? She is old, but I feel like I haven't gotten a ton of use on it, like how it should be looking for a palette that is this old. You know, I do have some dips in there, but I just feel like I haven't shown it enough love, so I wanted to bring that in as well. And then 2 more palettes. One was actually in my Shop My Stash and I didn't get around to using it, so I wanted to pull it back in. This is the Huda Beauty Nude Rich palette. This palette is gorgeous. It is stunning to me and I love the shimmers, and I really want to use this shade right here. And so I'm going to make it a point to use it. So I'm pulling it back in for this round. And then the last palette that I have here is the Urban Decay Party Favor eyeshadow palette. When this palette came out, I had to have it because it is basically their Moon Dust eyeshadows in a palette, and they're like different colors, but what you mostly get from this is glitter. So it's a really shimmery, glittery payoff from those eyeshadows. And again, I love my shimmer, I love my glitter, so I need that. I need to include it in my Shop My Stash. Okay, so while the camera is up here, let's go into my complexion products. So I'm going to be bringing in 3 foundations, and the first one is going to be my Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation. I really do like this foundation, but I feel like I need to use it more. This is one of those foundations that has skincare ingredients in it, and so I don't want those to expire while I'm not using the foundation. So I want to go ahead and get as much use on it as possible and enjoy it. I want to bring in the NYX Born to Glow foundation. I think this is being discontinued. I have the shade Warm Mahogany. It's a little bit dark for me during the winter time, but I want to use this one because I'm afraid that this is going to be expired as well. So I'm going to use it, and I'll mix it in if I need to with something to lighten it up. And then also these 2 foundations, these are like pretty old, but I think that they're still good, so I want to use them. These are the Milani Screen Queen foundations. So I remember really liking this foundation when it first came out, and then I kind of forgot about it and then stopped using it. So now I want to use it, and it's supposed to have that blue light digital filter technology, whatever. But I have the shades 450 and 460, and then I also have 480. I decided to bring in the 2 lighter ones since it is the winter time, and again, I can mix them in with something if I need to. I don't think that I'm gonna need to, but just in case. Okay, so then for concealer, I'm bringing in 3. I already have the NYX Born to Glow in here, and that one is in the shade Golden. But I'm also going to bring in, of course, the matching Sephora Best Skin Ever concealer. I have mine in the shade 34.5N. I really do like this concealer. It's full coverage, and it's nice and brightening for me. I'm also going to bring in the NYX Bare With Me Concealer Serum. This is new to me, but I do love using this underneath more of my matte, drier concealers because I feel like this one definitely gives me hydration, and it makes my under eyes look more nice when I'm wearing a like more matte type of concealer on my under eyes. So I wanted to bring that in. And then I'm also going to be bringing in my Maybelline Superstay Active Wear 30 Hour Concealer. And this is one of the concealers that I will be wearing the NYX underneath to make it so that it's more creamy and smooth. For powder, I believe I'm only bringing in 2, and that's really all I need because these powders are freaking huge. So I'm bringing in my ABH loose setting powders, and I have not used these in a hot minute. The first one is going to be Banana. This is the shade that I use to highlight and brighten my face and my under eyes. And then I'm also going to be bringing in Deep Peach, and I can use this one to set down my entire face, and it gives such an airbrush flawless finish. Wow, I actually forgot to do my primers, but I'll do those in a second. But I'm bringing in for my single shadows a bunch of shadow sticks, and like I told you guys, I'm leaving in this one by MAC as well as this one by MAC, which is Reflex Red. So those 2 are going to stay in here, but I'm also bringing in all of these eyeshadow sticks. So the first one is from Laura Mercier, and this one is in the shade Burnished Bronze, and it's super duper pretty. So it's basically like a purpley bronze type of color. I'm also going to be bringing in 3 of my Kiko Milano Long Lasting Eyeshadow Sticks. So I have the shades 06, 47, and 05. So I will swatch those for you guys. Okay, so the shade 06 is this first one right here. It's more of like a taupey bronze shimmery color. And then the next shade is 05, and that one is definitely more of a purpley taupe color. And then 47 is more of this like champagne shimmer type of shade. So I wanted to bring all of those in because I don't get a lot of use on like my shadow sticks, so definitely wanted to use those. And then the last 2 shadow sticks I'm bringing in are from the e.l.f. Electric Mood X Pitazion, I think I'm saying that right, Pitazion collection. So we have, this one is Spotlight, so the lighter color, and then we have Bambolina, which is the darker color, and I'll go ahead and swatch those. So this is Spotlight, and then this one is Bambolina. So that Spotlight right there, kind of a bad swatch, and then this one is Bambolina. And you guys can kind of see how they have a little bit of shimmer and sparkle and iridescence to them. So those should be really nice for the eyeshadows that I have picked out this time around. For my primers, which I forgot to show you guys, I'm pulling in 2. No, I'm pulling in 3. So 2 from Wet n Wild. So I have really been enjoying my Wet n Wild Prime Focus Primer Serum. This is the hydrating one. And as you guys can see, it has a little bit of a sheen to it. But I really have been enjoying this, and I feel like this would be really, really nice with these more like matte foundations. And then I'm also bringing in the Wet n Wild Impossible Primer. This is the silicone-free primer that does it all, so they say. And I really have been enjoying that one. And then the last primer I'm bringing in is my Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. And I want to bring this in because I need to go ahead and finish this. I actually need to take this on my trip with me and, you know, just try and get it used up. But that's going to be in here as well. Lip products for this time around, I'm bringing in a ton of glosses. I really only have like 2 lipsticks that I'm going to be bringing in. So the first lipstick is going to be this one from Juvia's Place. This is the shade Sheba, and this is from their Nubian collection. And I'm going to be using this dark brown shade basically as like a liner, and that's how I've been using it since I've gotten it. So yeah, I'm going to be using that. The next lipstick that I'm going to be bringing in is the Tarte Maracuja Juicy lipstick. This one is in the shade Rose, and I got this one in a set. Matter of fact, let me do some swatches because I realized that I don't do swatches in my Shop My Stash videos, and I actually need to. But yeah, I got that Tarte one in a set, and I really do like the Maracuja Juicy lips. But anyway, so that is the rose color, and then that is the lip liner. Oh, I do have one other lipstick. So this is the Tarte Lip Sculptor lipstick and lip gloss. So it's a duo. So it has the lip gloss, and then on this side it has the lipstick, which you guys can see this lipstick is beat up and has been through it, but it's really a nice light nude type of shade. So that'll be super easy to use for like work. So you guys can kind of see the lipstick and the gloss there. It's a pretty nude combination. So yeah, everything else is lip glosses. I'm actually not gonna swatch any of the lip glosses. So I'm bringing in 2 from the e.l.f. Cookies and Dream collection, and I feel like this winter is the perfect time to use these colors. So you have like this clear blue tinted one, and then you have this one, which is like a really light, almost like cookie cream type of shade, and it has like some little brown flecks in it. I think that that's very interesting, but I doubt it'll show up like super opaque on the lips or anything like that. I'm also going to bring in quite a few of my Fenty glosses. So I'm bringing in 2 creams. The first one is in the shade Cookie Jar, and I don't think these are going to fit in here. They kind of stand upside down. Okay. And then I'm also bringing in Honey Waffles. This one is my favorite, but I don't get enough use out of those glosses, so I wanted to bring those in. And then I'm also bringing in Hot Chocolate, which for some reason has been a fan fave here recently, and everybody's going crazy over it, but I just want to use mine. And then I'm bringing in 2 from Dose of Colors. So the first one is Honey I'm Home, which is this super light pale nude, and then Macchiato, which is a little bit of a deeper nude shade. And then I'm also bringing in my Pure X Barbie gloss, and this one is in the shade Girl Gloss. I do have a space for one more lip product. I may bring in one more, but oh no, I do not, because I actually forgot about this Chanel lipstick. So this one is the Rouge Cocoa lipstick in 416 Cocoa, and it's more of like this bright orangey type of shade, and I figure like, you know, I could probably get some use on that. If I don't, I'll bring it out closer to springtime. So let me move the camera down so I can show you guys what I'm bringing in for like complexion cheek type products. So for cream products, I'm bringing in 2 cream bronzers. Well, one is a cream bronzer and one is like a cream contour stick. So the first thing I'm bringing in is my ABH cream bronzer in the shade Hazelnut. And I just spoke on how the NARS Laguna cream bronzer has quickly shot up to my second favorite cream bronzer I have in my collection. It knocked this one out of the number 2 spot. So I kind of want to revisit it and see if that's really how I feel. So I wanted to put that one in here. And then the contour stick is from Kylie Cosmetics, and this is the bronze tan stick. So that one is a little bit light for me, but I feel like it'll be perfect for the winter time. So that's what I'm going to be using. And then I have 2 cream blushes. So the first one is the ColourPop blush stick, and this one is in the shade 25-8. And this is just like a really easy neutral type of blush shade for me, like very easy to wear. It can be an everyday blush shade for me. So I'm going to be using that. And then I'm also bringing in the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Rose Stick Blush, and this one is pretty similar. It's just a little bit darker, but still it's like that really easy rosy type of shade that I can wear every day. So for powder bronzers, I'm bringing in 2, and the first one is going to be my Anastasia Beverly Hills powder bronzer in the shade Mahogany. This is a really nice bronzer, and I like it a lot. I just don't use it. As you guys can see, it barely has any use on it, so I need to get on that. And then I'm also going to be bringing in the Revolution Splendor Glow Bronzer. This one is in the shade Medium, and I need to use it more as well, but that's a big huge pan of bronzer. So like I told you guys, I'm keeping in my Fenty Beauty How Many Carats Diamond Bomb, but for highlight, I'm bringing in quite a few. So the first one is a palette, and this is the L'Oreal Paris Chromatic Bronze highlight palette. And the colors in here are shimmery and sparkly, the perfect type of highlights for me. I use this bronzer as more of like an eyeshadow because, I mean, it's a super nice eyeshadow on me, but it's not really gonna bronze my face, but it's super pretty, and I do really enjoy that palette. And then I'm bringing in my MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish in Whisper of Guilt. This is a perfect holiday type of highlight, and I love the snowflake pattern on it. It's just such a pretty universal gold type of highlight shade, and it works beautifully on my skin. It's beaming, it's blinding, has a nice shimmer to it. And then one of my favorites, this is the MAC Extra Dimension Snow Flushed highlight, and this one is gorgeous because it has that pink gold flip. And this is where I usually put my brush. Y'all can see I have a nice dent in that one, but this one is so super pretty. So you can see it has a lot more shimmer than the other highlights, and it's like really pink and gold, like that nice shift. So I'm gonna be loving that. And then I have two powder blushes. So the first one is the Artist Couture Love Sprung Blush Palette. And these are the 3 shades, and I really do like this blush palette. This color actually shows up a little bit more pink on my cheeks than it's showing on the camera. I feel like it's showing very peachy, and it's really not that peachy on me. So here are the swatches of the palette. As you guys can see, it kind of has a little bit more of a like rosy tone to it. So, but yeah, the blush topper in the middle is really, really pretty, and I do really like that product. I'm gonna have to fix this because everything's not gonna fit in here. And then I'm also bringing in the NYX Sweet Cheeks Matte Blush, and this one is in the shade Risky Business. Yes, and this is super bright, but it's really, really pretty, and that's the color of it right there. I feel like that would be a perfect like rosy wintry type of flush for my skin tone. So let me rearrange this because I think the palettes should go on the bottom, and then this can go like that, and that works. So I did go ahead and add in this powder from Morphe. This is one of their filter effect powders, and this one is in the shade number 4. So it's kind of like a highlighting shade on me. And I'm also going to be adding in this filter effect powder from Morphe, and this one is in the shade number 10. And this one is more of like a face setting powder for me, but I wanted to add these 2 in as like touch-up powders and then highlighting powders for me to use in conjunction with my other face powders. But I actually think that's gonna be everything that I'm adding into my Shop My Stash as far as like complexion products, lip products, and everything like that. I do have this new product right here. This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I have mine in the shade, what are you, Tan Deep. And I've used this one time and I didn't really see the hype with it. I do find that for me, this gives me enough coverage to where I can just use this. I don't have very much to cover on my skin at all, but I could just use this and some concealer, and my skin looks bright and healthy, and I can go out into the world without wanting coverage. But y'all know me, I'm a coverage type of girl, not because I have to be, but because I want to be. So I probably would never wear this out by itself with just concealer because I just like foundation. I like coverage. I like for things to be very, very seamless when I wear makeup. So I just don't really get the hype of that product. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it out to use it in this round of Shop My Stash, but yeah, that's pretty much everything, you guys. That's everything that I'm bringing into my Shop My Stash. I'm really happy with these new products that I'm bringing in, and I'm really excited to use a lot of them and get some use on them before I go on to my move. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below letting me know if you enjoyed it. If you're new, you should definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Join the Fragrance and Beauty Army, as well as that bell notification so that you can be notified every single time that I upload a video. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace.